Hi, my name is Matt Perez, and we're here in rHatchery.live. I always have trouble pronouncing that. And we are with Nikole Bélanger, and we're going to have the usual conversation we have every week. I don't think Jose Leal, the other host, is going to show up because where he lives, they're out of power. And out of internet and everything else. So it's tough. Um, so, Nikole, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your background and what you're doing and that kind of thing, as you were doing in backstage.
Good afternoon, Matt. My background, I'm an environmental consultant. I build project and bring solution as much as possible. I know a lot of people, you just earlier wish me good luck, but it's not a question of good luck, really. It's to really believe in the fact that every day you do something, you have to have a certain amount of passion for what you do, otherwise, it's not worth living, really. So, all my life, I had to find my niche and the need of producing something for it. It's money did it, but it's not only about money. And I think this is the future right now for the
Mhm.
generation, that it sounds good to see Elon Musk and everybody else making billion. But the difference is with a lot of these leaders, um, some of them, and I would say Elon Musk for now, has a bigger vision, a more global vision of making a difference. And I think this is the leader that we need and more for the future. And something came up about 10 years ago about an earthquake in Haiti. And I saw the difficulty of having education was very poor. And
Mhm.
around the world, education is very poor. So then I realized that I start looking and research, doing research. People on the board of director asked me to do research, and I did. So as a consultant, I came up with a lot of solution, of course, because this is what I do. But the solution are very complicated because the mind of people are not totally ready to go forward and to design application that would help the new generation and the generation to come to be leader with a bigger mind, with a quantum aspect of it, meaning with the mind, the soul, and the spirit, the mind, the body, and the soul. So this is what I'm after. I'm after the bigger picture, the bigger angle of things. It's not just about my latest project, it's about building a green school for a green future. So a lot of people says, yeah, what is a green school for a green future? Basically, it's about having children going to school with ends on the application that they want to see change with. So I, after my research, I find out that the textbook are 25 years and more old. So it's mean even to this day in 2023, children without a computer can only get old technical information.
Mhm.
So it's really unacceptable. So basically, this is what I do.
So how did the Green School? I mean, you said a couple of interesting things. Uh, that people are not ready, even though they're making money and all that stuff. They're not ready to have that more expansive mind. And we were talking before that the only reason that people make money, or the main reason that people make money, is to make more money.
Yes.
Is to turn into capital, have it grow, and loan to people, and make more money, and blah blah blah. And I think you and I are on the same page of saying money's good. There's nothing wrong with money, but you have to put it to work to do good, right? To do something better for humanity. And you seem to be doing that. So how does the Green Schools project help in that space?
Well, you see, I work with Mr. Al Gore. I'm sure you're aware of him for the Climate Reality Project Canada. I was trained in 2008 travel and did a lot of listening and realize the weakness of many systems and different country. And when I came back here, I just want to make sure that I would make enough presentation to bring information and to expand the mind of people. So I did, schools, high school, university, um, and company. And company, I had the hardest time to make presentation because the mind was so restricted, and they asked me question that I was surprised to hear those questions. But with the young children, one time one of my first presentation was in a school with about 300 children on a gym sitting on the floor and everything, and I did my presentation and I tried to explain about the protection of animal and so on and so on. So I asked a question, where the chicken is coming from, and you know what I got for answer? Lobla and Metro. So the children were not aware of where the chicken looked like. It's the one that you buy the chicken on the barbecue in the store. Yep. So this is all they know. So I didn't cry, but I was really disturbed by that. Yep. And by the time I finished my presentation, I asked all the children to go home and ask their parents to go and visit a farm. So they all did and promised me they would do. I don't know if they did, but was, you see, it's not only to make presentation, but it's to click, to bring something that people would leave the room with something to think about.
Okay. Yeah, I got a funny story. My wife thought that chickens came from the supermarket, and they had a pet chicken. She thought it was a pet chicken, and then one day they're eating, and her mom said, "Oh, this is a chicken that we had running around in the backyard," and she started crying. I could be eating this chicken. She said it's the same as all the other chickens. Said, no, this is my chicken. And she's 70 already. I'm 71, and so this has been going on for a long time. Is the city is pulling away from the farm, so to speak. I grew up in a very small town where we lived at the edge of town. I mean, we all lived at the edge of town, and that we have farms all around that and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, I understand the problem. The more we detach from what nourishes us, the more we don't care about it. We kill it, we step on it, it doesn't matter. And we're kind of along the same lines of where you're at, but we think the system is more than just the environment. The environment's one piece, but there's a bigger system around it. And by the way, it's a very important piece, and the schools is a very important piece. But the whole thing is within a system that drives us to competition, drives us to exploit each other, drives us to do all the things that are not conducive to life, which is what you're about as well.
Yes.
So what? So you give people to think about, and some are so restricted that they can't even understand what you're saying. But are there any examples of people doing stuff based on these presentations that you've given, or other people have given?
Well, it's all about food, Matt. It's all about how we treating Mother Earth. It's a lot of greenwash. Even if I did all that work, right now I put my work in real life. It's a question, a COVID delay, the functionality of the project, but we are looking for the land right now and to make sure we're going to build the first one and built and done by 2024, 2025. So this is a journey. It's a journey because a lot of people are so used to do certain things about, like plastic. They're going to go buy their salad, everything with plastic, right? So
Right.
they say, but they're telling us the message is stop using plastic. So it's a chicken and the eggs. It's like if the big guys who are doing the million producing and packaging their good in plastic full of BPA, which it's really bad for your health,
Yeah.
and health for the planet. So it's incredible the um, the size of the damage that they are creating. For them, they have the million, but they don't want to move too fast to disturb the million that they're making. So they can bring the new packaging. They have the solution. They do have the solution, but it's money solution. So for them, every time they bring a new solution, it creates an investment, and the shock of the new solution for the market is going to create a little bit of a loss. So they think about it and they go for staying with what they're giving us.
Yes. Yes, I quite agree.
You see what I'm saying? It's a vicious circle, and they make the world, all of us human, feeling guilty that we creating all this damage to Mother Earth. But in the end of the day, we going back to money, to the million for just making million.
And that's one of the things that is part of the system that we're talking about, the radical system. I mean the fiat system, and fiat in the sense of because I say so. Where do you have to move it? Because I say so. I'm the king, and I'll lop your head off if you don't do it. And the system is very centered on money. In fact, that's the only metric that the system understands. And like I said, I don't have any problems about money, but I have problems about money accumulating in bank accounts for no particular reason other than for me to have more than you, and you to have more than the next guy and next person, and like that. Where I was heading with this was, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. That's all nature work.
It happened. Trust me, it's okay.
But the way I see it is, the focusing on green or focusing on that or focusing on a small piece of the system is not going to change the system. They're going to greenwash it. They're going to, corrupt it in some way, shape, or form.
And it's the guilt they giving us the guilt.
And they're giving us the guilt, yes. It's your fault that you're driving cars. It's your fault that you're driving gas cars. It's your fault that you're using plastic and throwing plastic in the can. But hey, that's the only way we can get it. So is any of your work directed at getting, having the big people with the big money removing plastic, or bringing to your cost to remove things that are not good for life?
Well, for sure, Matt. But, I stopped giving a presentation for a while. Well, everybody stopped doing everything for a while. So we have to go back. The point of the matter is social platform. It's many other platform that we can communicate with humanity, right?
Okay.
So we don't know who's connected to us. We don't know. They can be from Paris, they can be from Toronto, they can be from anywhere. The point of the matter is, I stop and I said, if they don't want to bring the solution to all of us because of greed and politics, I said, this is time. This is time now to come back home and use technology, environment. The school will be the future of tomorrow. So I had to sit down and figuring out where we going from here.
Say it again. Do you have to what?
I had to sit down in my desk and think, and says Nikole, if they don't bring the solution, are you going to feel sorry for the rest of your life and being upset at all of them for the rest of your life? No, life doesn't work that way.
Right.
So I had to say, whatever I can do, I'll do. And I decided to go for education because I think it started day one with children.
Yes.
And if we want the green leaders of tomorrow to make a difference for our planet, for the world, and for everything, for the food security, for everything, let's start it now by changing the way they learn and changing the environment where they're going to learn. So our school carry a vertical farm, a computer lab. Sorry, that was not. Should have done that before, sorry. So with a computer lab, kitchen, and everything that they're going to be surrounded, solar panel, green roof. So they're going to be surrounded by nature.
Okay.
And they're going to learn through that. And they're going to learn AI, blockchain, coding, everything that it's needed for tomorrow. I'm not against AI. AI, it's amazing. Though it's like anything else. Are we going to do what the billionaires are doing to not bring the solution? Or are we going to bring AI to a level of making a difference for our planet and for human?
Yeah. Ricardo Semler is the author of a book called Maverick. He's a Brazilian of German extraction, and that book inspired us to do self-management and many of the things that we're doing now. And he switched gears about 10 years ago, but I'm not sure, to education. So he's set up schools that are more of letting the kids take the lead and things like that, where kids don't have to think about making money and making a lot of money and for no reason at all, but they can learn to have something they want to do with the money that they make. So yeah, education is really important. no question about it. In the problem that we have now, which I think you're addressing, is that the education that we have now, what we call schools and things like that, are very much to create people that would fit into the system.
Yes.
They come with the right shape and they just plug in there. And I think what we're talking about is people that don't necessarily fit into a system. They fit into a system of nourishing us for the long term. Is that about right?
Absolutely. We need to get out of that. We need to come to the level of creativity to create the future that we want to see.
Yes.
So it's very simple, but we have a tendency to all the time complicate things. But things can be very simple with the right information, the right direction, and the goal that we want to achieve. And to me, it's to create as many green leaders, meaning leaders are going to be there and take part of making millions and billions, but for what they will achieve with that, what would be the bigger picture of the outcome of what they're going to do. So
Right.
by the time they're going to finish our 12K in our school, my feeling is they might go to university if they want to become a doctors or lawyers, but most of them will already know and identified what they want to be and the difference they're going to make going
The
out of our
impact they want to make. Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not just a school, it's a school with direction and hands-on, not just being on Google. The other day, I was talking to a 16 years old who's doing great work for the our social platform. And I said, this. And he says, and I'm not hearing anything. And I said, what are you doing right now? You Google it to see what I'm telling you, if it's right. And he says, Madame Nikole, are you a psychic? I said, no, I'm not. But I'm aware of your generation, my love, and I know what's happening. So I would really like to make sure that our children will work on the real hands-on application to be able to make the difference of what they find on Google and what real life is and where is our issue and what they have to work with. So again, it's going to be for AI. A lot of people are against it. A lot of people are for it. But technology needs to evolve. Okay, so we have no choice here. It's going to be a part of our life that we want it or not. So let's teach them to use it the right way, hopefully the right way. And this is
for the benefit of life, as opposed to yet another, things bludgeoning life. Yes, I agree. So you're doing these projects, and you're going to have a school by 2024, 25, around there, in the kitchen and all that stuff. Is this going to be an after school thing, or?
It's going to be 12 months a year, meaning we're going to have summer camp for children who didn't have the chance to be part of the school for the school year. And we're going to have March break. We're going to make sure that we're going to run this 12 months a year.
Okay.
So to give a chance to as many children as we can. And we're going to have a dorm. And the dorm is going to be for children who are leaving a little bit too far to come every day. So we thought of everything. I work with amazing 4 architect women who are so devoted to the project, and you should see. I mean, you can see it on our website, but you cannot see the inside on a 3D. We getting there. And of course, we need to find the right partner. Cannot do everything for the construction and everything, but I manage every inches of the project at all level.
Okay, I believe that.
But I just, I just want to bring a solution before I go or before anything else happen.
Yeah.
I think that the children are worth it.
Yes, and they're a future. I mean, we're not going to be here in a certain time frame, but they're going to be here, and then their children will be here, and like that. The other thing that is important is to find a crisis. So whenever a crisis happens, that's an opportunity to do things. In fact, Sumner had a personal crisis. He had a breakdown, nervous breakdown, and changed the company and stuff like that. And there's a company in India called Josh Products, I think. And Josh used to make packaging, but it was all based on styrofoam and that kind of stuff. And this fellow had a crisis personally. And when he came back from it, he said, we're going to think everything out of recyclable materials. So they make cartons out of sugar cane and the leftovers from sugar cane and stuff like that, and they were well known in India and stuff like that. But it took a crisis, a personal crisis, to bring it to bear. So my advice is look for crisis and latch onto that, because that's what will make it the thing. Speaking of Al Gore, who you mentioned before, it was the hole in the sky that really gave him the thing to rally people around.
Well, it was a start to shake up people about the environment. But again, bottom line, Matt, it's to bring solution one after the other. We can talk about it from here to, the cow goes down, but it's important to realize that we need to be active. We need to be part of the change. And if we wait for government, we wait for the billionaire, it's not going to happen. If everybody says, I'm just one person. Yeah, I hear you, because I'm one of them. But in the end of the day, that you won, look, I'm working with an average of 25 volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, gifted, all of them. So it's always a way. When a window closes, another one open. And I am for technology application. I think it's time to go there, but to do it the right way.
To do it so that it supports life. Yes.
You see? And food is everything. And you can have all the commercial and TV about all sort of medication with about an average of 10 side effects. Or you have the choice to eat organic food and to eat well, and to educate yourself on what you put in your body is everything. Going back to the chicken, I explain that the chicken they have to know that it's good farmers who were able to manage a certain amount of chicken who can run outside and being fed properly. But you have the other one that to get money from the bank has to change the feeding and have to intensify the quantity of chicken. In the end of the day, those poor chicken fight for their life every minute of the day.
Yep.
So listen to this, Matt, and tell me what you think about that. The energy of the chicken and Temple, I was listening Temple yesterday. You know Temple?
Mm-hmm.
What she did for McDonald and all the runaway before they get killed, the cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she made millions with this, but she didn't do it for the money. I can guarantee you that. She got the money, but the bigger picture was to make the animal go get killed in a more spiritual way, meaning in a more less tense way.
Mm-hmm.
So the chicken is the same thing. You buy the barbecue chicken for $9 or $10 and you bring it home, you eat it. But what do you eat? Do you eat just the meat or the energy that comes with it?
Yeah. And all the feeding that goes into it and stuff like that. Yes. Everything.
And people do not put the two together because, as the children example, they don't know where the chicken is coming from.
Yep. Unfortunately. So we ran out of time, and I have to announce the next week's guest, and her name is Bindu Kalisan, CEO of Turi Health, and we're going to be talking to her and see where it leads. And thank you very much, Nikole, for you. I love your energy and everything else, and the fact that you're wearing a green vest.
Of course, I don't only do it; I live it.
You live it. Yes, that's right. So thank you very much, and please stay on. We'll have a wrap up after this.
Thank you, Matt. It was nice. Thank you. God bless.
God bless.